Salutations, everyone. Welcome to tonight's stream. Monsters. Ugh. I feel like I'm about to start every single stream just throwing away Silver Flame or holy clubs, whatever these are called. I value and appreciate these wonderful gifts. Oh boy. Alright, so I spent the day working on the bus. I haven't actually uploaded things to Discord yet. Let me actually do that. So we can look at them together. Hey, this is not supposed to be on. Get out of there. I mean, I guess this is just as good a place to look at them as any, but... So here we go. There's end of the day today. As you can tell, it's mostly painted through here. I went around and basically got the rest of the roof paint painted. The wife went around and did almost the entire detailed work. She's missing these windows and up here, and then we haven't even started the nose. There's the back of the bus. It's looking pretty good. These lights don't match. Yeah, it's coming along. And there's the other side. So yeah, we'll get those uploaded to Discord for people who are into the bus updates. But it is a long day today. Can I download these, I guess? And then, excuse me, I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to get to these pictures. Just told them to download. Is this one? That is not one. That is a picture of my baby girl. Bam! Quinn, the cutest. Oh, so where did you download these pictures to? Did you actually download them to the download folder? Because that would be so weird. No? Documents folder? Pictures? I can never find anything when I tell it to download from Google. Alright, never mind. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it like this. Oh, you want to see Quinn some more? I can do that. Whoops. There's Quinn. Alright, so I have to use my phone to upload these pictures to Discord. Because I don't know where they bloody well uploaded or downloaded anything to. Bus updates. My pictures are too powerful. Oh, I have to do them one at a time. Like, I don't know why we can't upload all the pictures at once, but okay. Whatever. Alright, bam. So anyway, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good time. Hope you're having a great day. Is everyone good with... Are we good with the Quinn picture now? Other than being completely exhausted, not bad. Alright, I'm gonna take Quinn down. Whew, boy. So yeah, it is. It has just been a hell of a day. I'm actually burnt. I don't know how well it shows up, but I'm actually like, it's badly enough burnt that it's hot to the touch. I don't know about my face is showing up burnt, but it is burnt pretty bad. I wore the hat all day today just to try to make sure. I did open the stream with sweet presents. So there you go. Look at that. Alright, this one go in the trash. This can go in the trash.
So many choices.
Anything else go in the trash? Technically this one should go in the trash. Okay. You're fired. Non-mythic duplicates do not matter. Alright. Let's roll real high, shall we? Yes. Perfect. Oh, excuse me. So what is my guild doing? Raiders 14. Huh, okay, nothing. I mean, they might be doing higher level stuff, I don't know, but it's, thought Raider was doing stuff with them. Oh boy. Alright, so what? Last time we just took 12. We went and screwed around in the desert for like 5 seconds just to test out things. So, yeah, we can start in House Draska, right? We can start in the Raven Lofts. Raven Loft. Raven Loft. Oh. I do not want to make any promises on how long today's stream is going to be. It is every possibility that it's going to be a short one. I'm wiped. I almost don't even want to be sitting here doing this now. There's Raider. Speaking of Raider. But, go do this on R3? Sure. It's fine. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This guy's still on countdown, so 8 minutes. We'll let him join us. Tobrel may have successfully got me to the point where I don't care about the light brights. Ooh, also I forgot we have Blade Barrier now. Yeah, it's fine. Excuse me. We've been painting since 10 o'clock this morning. It's 8 o'clock now. I took like 40 minutes maybe to get some food around 1, give or take, maybe 30 minutes. And then we, trying to figure out if we had another break. I don't think so. I'm honestly just worried about the Will-O-Wisp. I'm not worried about anything else. Michael the Pious can be easily healed. And then once he's down, it's just a matter of shooting this guy in the face. Wow, that was ridiculously further away than it looked. Thought we were gonna have the oh, that was wrong. Thought we were about to have the rare 4-way here. Oh yeah, Blade Barrier for days. You forget how great Blade Barrier is when you don't have it. You just like put it out of your mind. Like if you don't think about it, then it's not real. And you can't miss it if it's not real. That's my feeling anyway. I actually probably should have rerolled this chest because I could use that wisdom cloak. That's alright. I don't think we care about any of the weapons. So I think we can just, whatever we take, eat it right away and then keep moving. Oh. Let's click this. If you don't click this, it's like throwing away 500 experience points. Just click it. Sure, hand wraps. Hand wraps. I should just eat. You know what? Screw it. I'm not going to keep this 100 experience points. Let's eat it. So, how's everybody else's day? Like I said, I would love to hear. There's no one else in the stream, actually. Never mind, I guess I'll just quietly sit here and be quiet. Sounds nice. I never say this, but I would be really tired, or really tempted just to switch tonight's stream to a watch party and just forget about DDO for the evening. Don't think that would go over that well, though. Flicking the switch. I don't think I care about those. Undead scum. I suspect everything's gonna just die in blade barriers now. Blade barrier is such a good spell. Didn't remember where the traps were for that. Oh, so anyway. Like I said, the bus is getting painted. Tomorrow, if the weather holds, I would like to work on the nose of the bus. It's supposed to rain on again, off again. I think like 40 or 50% chance tomorrow. So I'm not 100% sure that we're going to have that opportunity to actually bust out the prate bushes tomorrow. But if not, there's other tasks that I can do, even though it's a little bit rainy. Walls to cut and try to fit, wiring to put in place, stuff like that. Stuff I can do in the rain. But I could definitely use a day of nice weather. Get the rest of the bus painted up. See what else is going on. I don't really think all that much. Oh, we got to pick up this. I was about to comet fall her. I almost did. Alright, I don't know if we got all those breakables broken. It broke one thing. Alright, never mind. We're not gonna try to Comet Ball break things. Whew. A couple of ghosts right here, right? Wraths. Door open. Suppose it might open. Ooh, wow. Took a bunch of damage from that trap, didn't we? Wait, my bird is black again. No, it's not. Just dark in this dungeon. I would just like the bird to be a color that I can easily tell that is not a Reaper when it's chasing me from room to room. I don't care if it's neon pink. I just want to know that it's not a Reaper that's going to come out of nowhere and eat me. End of needs. Lever. Alright, we ready? Should I shrine? Yeah, we got 1,000 mana, we're fine. I don't think this guy will take that much mana. It is going to be a little bit different because of the fact that it's not probably going to take nearly as much blade barrier damage as I would like, but it should take plenty of light damage, plenty of Comet Fall damage. These guys should eat the blade barrier damage though. That's pretty simple. Oh, what do we get? We got some Negotiators, Gaggles. Those can probably get eaten. Alright, ironically, we're probably going to want to go back and get another Michael the Pious later. For D-Door purposes. But that time is not now. So weird. Normally I get rejuvenated and recharged playing DDO. I'm just so tired right now. I'm not even, my batteries are not getting filled, you know what I mean? An old bone grinder. Old bone grinder. Gonna grind them bones.
Hey, they're good looking.
Hey, what's up?
What you up to?
Just trying to play some Dungeons and Dragons, and it's that or sit in the shower and cry until I fall asleep.
Headaches?
No, was out on the bus all day today, like from 10 till half an hour ago. It is hot. It was 94, 96 all day today. And I painted the roof paint today around the sides, which means the super shiny reflective paint all day.
Hot.
Oh, it was very hot today.
When is your end date goal of
When
everything
it's
for the house?
done.
When it's done, so no set in stone, just kind of
No,
a little bit as we go.
Yeah, I would like to be able to do some traveling this summer, if possible. But I don't have like a set day to have anything like depreciably done. We'd just like to be able to start working on selling the house, hopefully over the winter at the latest, with the possibility of trying to sell next spring would be like our primary goal there. But had a conversation with my brother Matthew. His new wife, actually, and he are thinking about getting a place in Salina about that same time. So maybe
Just pass it off to him.
Yeah, just sell my house to brother Matthew there.
Is that your family's hometown?
No, also he's a brother from through marriage.
Gotcha.
My mother married his father.
Well, what level are you, buddy?
I am level 12, working on the loft.
You got ahead of me. I thought I was going to catch up to you this weekend.
Pish posh. Are you kidding me? This favored soul is like... I'm really not even paying attention. It's... I'm seriously reconsidering doing the next hardcore server life as this build. It, as near as I can tell, it's basically whatever on gear, with the two pieces of gear's exception so far. Like it really wants some. Sorry. It really wants the light stick from White Plume Mountain, and the orb from, I don't remember, one of those, the coinage quest. I think it's from Another Man's Treasure, maybe? It's from one of those level 6 quests. I think that's what it wants anyway. Because that gives Insightful Radiance and Insightful Radiance lore, as well as Radiance and Radiance lore. So I'm pretty sure those are the two things that it's kind of like looking for. A big wisdom item would be also okay, I suppose. So, how about this go around? You gonna hardcore server with us?
I don't know. Probably not.
What?
No, I haven't seen what the rewards are yet.
It's also got it's got like some tiered oopsies. It's like perfect.
Some what?
So you still have the 1 life to live bonus, if you could call it that. But at certain levels, they say you can unlock a rescue.
Oh yes. I heard. I heard something about that.
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining about it.
I'm okay with that. That's not a. I mean.
Oh, I think it's great.
I'm definitely more apt to do it because of that. If there's worthwhile uh, reward,
Alright, so I missed.
it's all just cosmetic again. I don't see myself getting in a big fuss over it.
Horse! How else are you supposed to brag to people that you're the best unless you have a fancy horse?
I'm Brett. Everybody knows I'm not the best. I'm good.
Oh man. I don't even know if I should have such a big cup today. You know, I like to think that I'm in relatively good shape and that something like holding a paintbrush for 10 hours.
Oh no, they'll do it, man. I did some interior painting last week, and my hands just like the hand that was holding the brush just got sore just from like in the position or being strained. You don't realize how much. I don't see it to workout, but it is a workout.
Yeah. Like, oh man. Balancing on a 2x4 or a 4x4. I strung a 2x4 across 2 ladders, kind of like a poor guy's scaffolding.
That's a really poor guy's scaffolding.
So I was like balanced on that. Yeah, because I didn't have a second 2x4 or a 4x4, or I would have used 2 4x4s. But so basically, I really was pushing my balance, and then I know I've mentioned this before to people, but you never know who pays attention. But the paint that I painted on the roof is like, it's roof paint. Like, you probably have a rough idea.
Yeah, I don't
know. You know, it's like that thick, rubbery. It turns into, it's not paint.
It's almost its own insulation.
It is. It actually is an insulation. Like, it literally is a silicone-based plastic insulation, which is not something we have here in Kansas normally, but I needed it for the bus because I didn't want to tear the bus apart, insulate the roof the way that it needed to be insulated. In that kind of temperature extremeness. So,
I mean, no matter what part of the country, and you can't go wrong with insulation. So just you do as much as you can stand. And
well, as I said, I really just didn't want to tear the roof apart because to do that you got to tear all the everything down, take out all the rivets, build a new frame. Like, if you're gonna do it, you got to go the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have it in me to do that kind of a bus rebuild.
No, I don't blame you. And I don't think I've seen anybody do a bus rebuild with that kind of insulation.
Oh no, there's a lot of people that do it. They also end up, usually people who do that, they also end up doing like a 12-inch bus roof raise. So you basically cut the bus wherever the window's at, and then add in like a foot-long section of every window and everything, and basically just shove the roof up a foot. Otherwise, you got to insulate the floor, so you lose some room on the floor. Then you end up losing, a lot of room on the roof. It gets crazy. So I'm like, you know what? I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. For when we are someplace where it's cold, I'll have a wood-burning stove like that. That'll be enough. I just need it to be cooler. And by putting that paint on the roof, just even the one coat that I did so far, I want to add a second. I think the paint was expensive, so I'm going to use it.
Yeah, right.
But oh man, if you have a roof that you can paint with this stuff, and you're worried about heat, this stuff is amazing. Henry's Tropical Cool. I've never seen such a noticeable difference in something so small before. So like the weekend we started painting, we went out there pretty early in the day, and the roof was hot to the touch on the inside of the bus. Painted that stuff on there, and then within, I don't know, a couple of hours, that roof was no longer hot to the touch. And then like going out the next day, it was room temperature. Like that's just the amazing difference of reflecting all that light off and the little like insulation, sealing all the gaps and everything, because it's a sealant too. Because again, it's a silicone based.
Yeah, kind of a catch-all.
Yeah, it's actually quite strong. That might be good enough that I'll spend the couple bucks or whatever it is on points to move the Master's Gift to that Reaper 3 cloak. Mantle of the Fury cloak. That's pretty nice. It's a nice upgrade. 2 more points.
Well, I am running Warlock this life, and it is stupid good.
Yeah?
It's kind of fun melting everything's face off.
I found the Warlocks to be fun until a little bit higher levels when the damage stops keeping up.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of taper off already. I'm at level 9. Low levels, it was just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I would assume that you could, with some gear bumps, depending on what brand of Warlock you are in particular.
I think I went the one with the Hurl Through Hell.
So your fire?
Yeah.
Fire's probably the better option for lower level gear, because you can put on the Ravenloft stuff that boosts fire. Kits. There's one. Nice. Sure. Doesn't matter which jeweler's kit we use, I don't think. Unslot this Master's Gift. Did you put the Master's Gift in here? Because that's not where I wanted it to go. I wanted it to go right here.
Would you like me to steer away from any kind of political conversation? I had something I was going to pick your brain about. I can do it another time.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, and I'll let you know if we kind of dance around a little bit.
Well, I just read that they announced that they are going to go ahead and charge that officer in the killing in Atlanta with 11 different crimes, one of them which being murder with death penalty as a possibility. And I was just wondering what's your take on that?
The Atlanta situation is the George Foreman case, or is that the guy
Foreman,
with the
he's
taser?
a boxer.
Sorry,
the one in Atlanta is Rayshard Brooks, the gentleman that was drunk in the Wendy's parking lot.
Okay, the taser guy.
The taser guy.
So this one's tough.
Yeah, it's kind of why I want to pick your brain. It's difficult.
So personally, this is how I looked at it. There was like a 20-minute conversation with the suspect, and it was all fine. He took a willingly took a breathalyzer and everything, and basically, failed a lot.
Yeah, he was at a .108 in the legal limits .08.
Yeah, he was. He
So
failed.
he filled about 25% over the limit.
Yeah, he was very drunk. But there was no problems until they told him that they were going to arrest him, and then even then that was fine until they physically put the handcuffs on him, and then he went off. I don't know a better way to say that. He successfully pulled 2 cops down to the ground. He ripped a taser away, so he already stole.
It was actually reported today also in the same document that during the time that he put both police officers to the ground, not the one that shot him with the other one, he actually gave him a concussion in whatever the blunt force was used to throw him.
Oh, the police officer.
Yeah, the second police officer.
The other police officer received a concussion. Wow.
Yeah, like he's receiving 3 different charges. The highest one he's receiving is assault of some sort.
Yeah, So anyway, it again, someone has demonstrated that they're going to take your weapon. It's already pretty bad, and then then he ran, which I don't think anybody would have interacted with him had he just kept running. But when he turned and fired the weapon at the officers is when kind of crossed the line again. So then the officer shot. I know a lot of people are saying a taser isn't a deadly weapon, but
I don't know about that.
What would have stopped him had he successfully disabled that police officer? He's already proven that he's willing to take a police officer's weapon and discharge it. So, like, I realize that definitely the police officer should be in trouble for losing control of his weapon. I definitely feel like that's a thing. But as near as I can tell, that's a clean shoot. The state law says it's a clean shoot. If you listen to the mayor who gave her speech, said there's a difference between what the law says is right and what is actually right.
I'll see how that holds up in court, though.
Yeah. So I suspect they're going to just ruin these 2 cops' career and name for no conviction, which is pretty terrible. Alright, so we have to go to the basement, and then we also have to go to the 4th floor. I'm not a fan
having a hard time with all this stuff. I'm trying to. I see the one in Minneapolis, and I agree it was a bad situation. The cop didn't handle well, and 100% I'm behind that one. This one in Atlanta, it just bothers me. I don't see. I mean, other than the officer losing his weapon, I get that, but the officer.
Well, you're pulled to the ground.
He's entitled to some kind of safety at work. He's entitled to that.
Everybody gets to come home except for the cops.
Yeah.
Like, no.
So that I'm just wondering, I'm in this torn situation internally with myself. It's like I see so many people seeing it in the other direction. I'm just wondering, what am I missing? What am I not seeing? Because I've read way too much about this. Because I have nothing else to do. And I just wonder, what am I missing?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of politics coming in, and there's a lot of people basically getting thrown under the bus to prevent rioting and stuff. You make me choose my life or I'm choosing mine 1,000% of the time. Yeah. Like, it's definitely a situation where I'm trying to sum this up. Somebody actually, I don't remember where I heard this. You get your day in court, but cops have the say in the moment. So, like, if you have to spend the night in jail or whatever, to stay safe, that's what you do. That's for me, it's my son, that's my wife, it doesn't matter. It's anybody, you, etc. Like if I'm breaking the law to the point where a cop's going to arrest me, I'm not fleeing. You know what I mean? Like it's not even in my nature, let alone try to take the cop out, get his gun. Like there's more failures in that line than just on the cops. The cops having to shoot is not good. But again, in my mind, I can totally understand why a police officer would have felt in enough danger that was the option that they ended up taking.
And then the other little wrinkle in all of this that was released today is that allegedly, I haven't seen it, it's the only reason why I use the word allegedly, there is video footage of the officer who shot kicking the victim while he was down prior to him running. So they're trying to say that itself shows that there is a hidden agenda within the officer that shot against this gentleman.
Well, I watched everything that they showed, that they released, and I literally just now sat at my computer today, so I can't say that I've seen any new stuff today, but I watched like the 3 minutes of the tape, or 4 minutes, or whatever they were showing. The last couple of days, I watched all of that, and I didn't see anything that looked particularly like a kick.
Yeah, I haven't seen now. And again, it seems like with all these different cases, even the one in Minneapolis, there's some videos kind of come and go of what's available to be seen. Right. There were some videos in the stuff in Minneapolis that happened the very first couple of days it was released. There was some video that can no longer be found. So it's like, I don't know what else other video angles there might be out there. There may have been some released today that I just haven't seen. But as from what I've seen so far, which is up through the last 24 hours, I don't see where he was doing that. If that's what they're trying to base their claim of prejudice or whatever against this other gentleman.
This is the other thing that I'm constantly trying to preach, is that they're going to put this person in court, or people's in court, or whatever. So like somebody out there is going to be responsible for going through this evidence and finding guilt or innocence or whatever. It's not my place here to make a decision. I feel like I'm allowed to have an opinion on the case, because I'm like everybody else. I get to look at it and make it, do the best I can. But I try to reserve guilty verdicts in my brain until they're found guilty in the court of law. And I really do try to lean that way always. I'm not going to say that I'm successful always, but I do try. Hang on, I got to figure out where I have to go. I got to go to the servants' quarters, and then I have to go to the top of the North Tower. Okay. I need the shrine. But yeah, it is a rough situation for sure. I know a couple of people are making the point of like, don't get me wrong, everybody should try to get home, should try to, cops need to do everything in their power not to need to take a life. But also, if they're in enough danger, they feel compelled to pull that trigger. I feel like we need to really explore that and see if they're correct.
I guess I'm thankful I live where I live, and I don't see a lot of this stuff affecting us down here. But it's just
a matter of time.
I'm fearful in the policies in which things seem to be swaying.
Well, like, you've got a bunch of young boys, I believe. Are any of them suddenly missing their favorite shows or anything, like Paw Patrol or whatever?
No, my kids don't watch much TV. They're not really worried about it.
Like, my nephew's, his favorite show for a long time was Paw Patrol. So, like, now his favorite show is gone, basically, because there's a cartoon dog on it that happens to be a cop. That doesn't seem fair to me. They're talking about removing any television program that shows a police officer in a positive light. That doesn't seem right to me. You know, my grandfather was a cop for 30 plus years. You know, my brother was a cop for a long time, wanted to be a police officer for a long time, joined the army to get experience in that kind of stuff. Like, did the whole 9 yards. And was going to follow my grandfather's footsteps, and then actually this might be eating the mana pretty hard. So I have a lot of respect for people who are interested in serving in that way. And I do not like the idea that all cops are being branded. I definitely feel like there's some police reform that can go in place. That's definitely a conversation that we can all have as policy. Like, public sector unions in general are a real problem, to be able to get rid of problematic individuals, whether they're teachers, whether they're I said teachers twice, police officers or teachers, firefighters, etc. If it's a public sector union, it just it increases the likelihood of getting rid of problematic people. The officer in Minneapolis, I think, had something like 5 or 6 complaints against him. When those complaints are investigated, like, were they not enough to get him off the street, or, like, who knows? Because you can't, the way the unions work there, it's so hard to get rid of people. So, I don't know. It's a bunch of complicated issues. Again, I feel like it's never good to, I think I'm going to go back up. I don't want to run through the cellars to get to the teleporter. I'm going to go up to the bedroom and go through there. It's never good to have a police officer have to end a life, but I also am a person that realizes that, you know, it does happen. And we don't talk about the police officers who get killed in the line of duty, or the ones who have weird situations happen. We all just think of the police as bad guys. That's not fair. For people who are just trying to keep order in general.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know, you got more than 3 million interactions with a police officer a year. Or not a police officer, but with the police a year. And out of 3 million, you know, you get maybe, what they say, last year there were 9 shootings of African American men, and there were almost 20 shootings involving white males.
Yeah.
Like, that is too many. I don't know about, like, the rest of the minority or the population.
It was
groups.
the unarmed was the key in that statistic.
Well, that's with the unarmed. Doesn't mean, just because you're unarmed doesn't mean you're not dangerous.
Correct, and that's the other thing that I feel like is being lost. Like, it's almost like if you have any weapon other than a gun, the mass media tends to not think that you're lethal, and I just have a hard time. Like, you may not be lethal, for example, with that stun gun or that taser. However, most certainly will be lethal with what that leads up to when you are able to disable that police officer
Right.
and then
And
have
the
access
cop is
to his
down,
gun.
and especially with the idea that you already took a weapon off of the cop to start with. Right? What takes you then from taking this unarmed, or this now immobile, disabled police officer? What's stopping you from grabbing his gun and shooting the cop in the head?
Exactly.
And then, what else do you do once you have that gun? You don't know. You know, like, it's very rough, and I don't know. I had the bad feeling that police officers are going to be quitting in high numbers. I think Minneapolis, if they actually do go through with this, we know the results of having less police around. Like, we know this. There are studies. When there's less police, crime goes up. And violent crime goes up the most.
Yep.
Like, we know this. We know that, like right now in England, you can literally go and watch interviews with criminals in England, and they'll say to you things like, oh, well, the reason why I break into people's houses during the day is it's more likely I'll get more loot, and I don't have to worry about anything happening, and, you know, nobody's armed, including the police, so worst case scenario, I get pinched and do a little time in jail. You know, that's terrible. Like, I don't want that. I don't want to, I worry about my family enough as it is, because I'm one of those super paranoid people. You know, I talked about my friends who live in big cities all the time. I always ask them how they're, what's going on, what's happening. If I read something going on in their city, I'm always panicky. Hey, Prime. 3 months on a 3-month streak. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. Let me hit this thank you button. Bam! You get my Becku's bucks. Thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot, actually. I don't know. It's a tough problem. But, like, on the same side, we know what happens when the police are gone. So, realistically, what we need to do is get more people becoming police officers, getting trained. When they realize that people are stepping out of line or misbehaving or being bad or abusing their power or whatever, have a quick and easy mechanism to get them terminated. Before they reach to a step where somebody gets killed or maimed or something, Like, that just needs to happen. And I agree, there should be more training. Like, there's always room for more training, right? Something that I remember my old boss, when I was a programmer, and I would argue about, is that he was always, like, on me to do more training in my personal life. I'm like, no, you want me to do training, you'll pay me to do training. Like, I'm doing training that I want to do. My personal life is things that I enjoy. Like the garden, building the greenhouse. Now it's working on the bus, getting ready to transition my life. These are things that I want to do, and I'm going to spend my personal time doing. If you would like me to improve my work product, then you need to, outside of and beyond what I'm currently doing, that's up to you to motivate and take time for. Training on your time is wage theft. What kind of training they wanted you to do? Well, like, we had transitioned certain areas of the website from like regular HTML pages outputted by PHP scripts to an engine, a Drupal engine, right? And the company had sent me to like a DrupalCon and some training classes, and I went to those and participated, did all the stuff, was really excited, did a lot of stuff. But then my personal job stuff went back to working on the areas of expertise I was already working on. Before we transitioned our stuff to Drupal. And he wanted me to become a Drupal master, to be able to do stuff on the Drupal side, but he kept assigning me tasks that were on the regular the other side. So he got really upset that I wasn't spending all this time becoming a Drupal master in my spare time to do stuff. And I'm like, and I try to explain to him, like, no, that's my time. When I am not on the clock, I give you my 40 hours. If you would like me to do extra, like extra training or whatever, I'm happy to do it, but I'm going to do it in the 40 hours that you pay for. The rest of the time is mine. And he just didn't like that. It was one of the many things that he and I had put a rift in our work relationship. He and I had many rifts in our work relationship.
See, our schools, most of them, not the one I'm in now, the one I just got hired by, they're a little different in a good way. But my previous school district took it a step further, and not only was I expected to take personal days for required yearly convention trainings, but I was also expected to pay 80% of the fees and lodging and everything to attend said event.
I mean, did you agree to that when you started, I guess, is the question?
It wasn't something that was made known. It was just kind of, oh, by the way, after the fact, this is how it's going to be. Their argument is, well, you don't have to go with that training. You can do a different training, which you'll pay for that one too. But so it's like, I don't know. It was, as teachers we get shit on already, but if as an elective teacher you really get shit on from the administrative standpoint, because there's nothing that you do in your job that they're actually held accountable for, so they don't really care, most of them, on your success one way or the other. Just as long as you don't end up in the news, you're good.
Yeah.
Which I guess works to our favor in some ways, and in other ways it bites us in the butt like that. But anyhow, I need to go FK real quick.
Yep. Oh, man. I don't know, my sunburns are starting to kick in. Oof. I don't know if it's because it's actually relatively cool, but my skin is just giving off the heat. The current mindset is disrespectful. They want you to work 24/7 one way or another, but training in Drupal didn't seem that far-fetched, given your future tasks would involve knowing that. Which is fair. And I did all of the training that I was asked to do on company time. Right? I did all the projects and all the training they wanted me to do. I would have been fine. He could have assigned me a Drupal project and I would have done it and it would have been fine. I wouldn't have had any problems doing it. Again, I went to the classes, but he wanted me to go deeper. He wanted me to take my personal time to become more familiar with Drupal. And I was doing other things with my personal time. Now, if I wanted to transition my career out of the programming that I was doing and into Drupal, then I would be working on that as my personal motivator. All right, and I would have had no problem doing extra training if he was going to pay me for it. Or I could have done more projects. I would have had no problem, oh, I've got this project that I have to do. I got to figure out how to do this thing. I wouldn't have had any problems doing that. The problem is that not only did I not have projects, but I was also asked to go and learn how to do something that I wasn't using, but also not going to get paid for. To me, that is more than just disrespectful. That's, I don't know. And again, if I volunteered to do it, if I volunteered my time because I'm like, oh man, I'm really enjoying this, then that's different. But I was busy working, many shifts, many personal shifts, working on things of my own, on my own projects at home. For those of you who haven't been here very long, over the last 7-ish years, basically, I built a greenhouse. I learned everything I could about aquaponics. I set up a aquaponic section of my greenhouse. I was literally growing food and fish. I was replacing huge amounts of my my food consumption with stuff that I grew on my own. I started farming chickens and ducks. I looked at getting a goat. Like, these were things that I was passionate about at the time. So I mean, think about that kind of stuff. The things that I put on my own palette, on my own plate. Huge. And then I talked too much. Wasn't paying attention what I was doing. So like this massive influx of work, right? That I willingly put on my own plate. And then being told by my supervisor that it wasn't good enough and that I needed to spend time working on his projects at home, working on his research at home. No.
Yeah, it's a hard pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tobrell knows the kind of shit I was going through with that guy, though. He knows.
Oh, yeah, I do know.
He's talking about
his last mistress.
That last programming boss I had at Great Plains.
Oh.
Things kind of got into the idea of being assigned or being told that you need to spend more time studying for your career on your personal time. That was
Well, on that note, I completed another class in my grad work yesterday, so yay.
Nice.
I'm only 3 weeks behind now.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. It'll happen when it happens. Right now, I'm on track to graduate March, so not too much longer.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right around the corner.
It's June.
Yeah, so another, 7 or 8 months.
I was like, really? It's like, hey, that's like in no time. I was like, oh, that's all the way around.
Yeah, all the way around.
It's still not very long.
No, I mean, seeing as though I started it in October. So a year and a half for a 2-year plan. Still ahead of the game.
Yeah. Oh, no, I've actually considered going back to school several times. Just to make my student loan stuff go away. Let's reset. I don't know why I always seem to struggle with this quest in particular. Probably because I still want to rush through it like I used to be able to. You can't anymore. Not on this level of Reaper anyway. Even with mono blade barriers. Speaking of job stuff, anything on the DAR there, Tarbell?
Nope.
Oh, that sucks. Didn't know if you had any good feelers out. If any of you guys are out there who like, what are you into now? Mobile programming? Something in particular?
Well, I also have not been looking that hard either.
If you're looking for a male prostitute, and you
that's more like it.
If you're looking for someone to send you pictures of their feet,
That's pretty feet.
Send me a message and I'll put you in contact with Tobrel. I've seen your feet. They're not that pretty. If you need some, from the male perspective, pornography, or someone to curate your porn collection,
oh, I'm pretty good at that.
I can put you in touch with Tobrel.
Let me tell you a thing or two about curating your porn collection.
If anyone can, my friend, it's you. Alright, Famine Reapers. Famine Reapers are like the worst.
They're definitely not my favorite.
Ugh. Also, dogs are the worst. Things that trip you or slow you down are real bad.
Yes.
There we go. So anyway, what's going on with you, Mr. T?
Oh, just I gave little brother's baby mama a happy birthday.
Ah.
Operating the old social media things here.
Those are all relatively useful skills.
Got my little bard project leveled up and favored up most of the way.
I saw distributed. Oh, tripping. I'm dead again, aren't I?
Wait, you said Bard Project?
Mm-hmm.
What you working on?
I made a two-handed fighting war chanter.
Nice.
It is working out very well so far.
Get back and kill me. Alright, is there a shrine right here? If not, we could gibbers, but we gotta get to a shrine.
Very much enjoying it.
I think the challenge with this quest, now that I think about it, is probably the levels. Because there's so many
And all the
up
monsters
downs.
and traps and, you know.
No, it's not the monsters and traps, it's the levels. So, like, the light ray has real problems trying to... Yeah, I'm so far around here, I'm just gonna get out. Start it again.
Elevation.
Yeah, elevation.
Elevation is the bane of the alchemist.
Is it?
Would you like to heal yourself? Oh, are you standing like one step away from someone else? That's unfortunate.
Not on a ramp, is that what you're saying?
Or heal someone. Usually you can heal yourself, sometimes. Not all the times. A lot of the times.
It is highly inconsistent, isn't it?
It's a very potent class, though.
Yep.
Shiv and I just basically sleepwalked our way through some sixes. We probably should have kicked it up a notch or two. But that's alright.
Here I am about to
Class
be
is
really
very
lazy
good.
and notch it down.
Yeah, to answer your question a little more, 18 bard, 1 cleric, 1 thief.
What's the cleric give you?
It gives, so this is also a PDK, that's relevant.
Okay.
So,
Mind Miter or something like that?
Divine Might, quickened Night Shield.
Good, good.
So basically those.
See, to 11, now we're talking about why some builds take a level of favorite soul just for the level, or just for the shield spell availability.
Favorite soul slightly better to your reflex save than the cleric, so that there is a slight advantage there. I could have done that, but I also get. I did this design before the confront nerf. The confront any foe. So that was part of the reason for cleric over favorite soul. So for the guy I got right now, my alt, he's not my main, he's only got a few lives. He's not going to benefit from all the twist slots. My main, I was still going to twist confront any foe for purely to have a different weapon to activate Sanctified Fervor, which would result in, I think, 15 melee power for 60 seconds.
Hey, Rhett, did the Prel sound like really bad there to you?
His audio was good, but he had a crackle to it.
Oh.
You might try disconnecting and reconnecting. It definitely sounds like there's something squirrely going on there.
How about now?
Also squirrely. Are you standing next to your microwave?
Or do you have a fan going on back behind you?
No, I was standing a little bit away. I can try connecting, disconnecting.
He probably just wants to reconnect.
Alright, how's that?
That's all better.
We got a little pop. I mean, the audio's clear. It's just you have a pop to it, like a. I don't know how to say it. It's just a little crackle.
No, so I can't fix that then.
No, I was gonna say it was all better, but now it's not again.
Blame the internet.
Very well. Ooh. So here's an interesting segue that comes to us, sort of, from Totes Bestie on Twitter, who is recently, I think, had their potential 10-year anniversary of DDO, maybe? Is that who this was? Is somebody else? I don't remember, to be honest. But he says, other than Star Wars and Star Trek, I really don't like sci-fi. Does that make me a spacist? And then I was like, maybe you're just not trying the right kind of sci-fi. And I listed a couple of different shows, a movie, and a book. And he replied back with, I've watched, 2/3 of those and I really didn't care for them, which is fine, no problem. But I'm just wondering, what besides Star Wars and Star Trek, as a sci-fi, in the sci-fi genre, would you recommend to people? And which ones what reasons for which ones in particular? So to give you guys a couple of seconds to think about it, one of the things that I actually sent him in that list was a little show called The Expanse, which The Expanse is definitely a sci-fi show. It's in space, right? It's a space show, but it's not as much of a, that's not the focus, in my opinion. It's more of almost like a mystery / political thriller, using the science fiction model. And I don't want to get into spoilers because I know Tobrel hasn't seen it, and I think he would love it. I'm pretty sure it's right up your genre. But yeah, I don't think this is too early. It introduces or explores that notion of alien life being discovered by humans for the first time. Also, that's a big crux of it, and all that kind of swirling around, all in the, with spaceship battles. So, it's a show that I personally really enjoy. and it fits in that genre. So, like, does anyone have any suggestions and like why they would defend it, for example?
I'm maybe not the best to ask because I'm just not knowledgeable. I mean, I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I never did latch on to Star Trek or any of that kind of stuff. But on Netflix, I enjoyed watching The 100. That was a really good one for me.
Yeah, see, and that's a show that's kind of like on my list to watch at some point, but I haven't started it yet.
Yeah, I'd watch it. And there was another one, Star Command. Is that what it is? The hot blonde. I can't remember.
Way to just throw enough words at us that maybe eventually will kick in.
I know, right? I'll think about
Go
it.
on about the hot blonde.
Star Command, it looks like a video game.
Alright, I gotta look it up. The whole time you were talking, I was thinking about it. I can't think of it.
I don't know how sci-fi.
Are you talking about
necessarily
Battlestar Galactica? That's got a couple of hot blondes in it, which is another show that I should have recommended, but I didn't.
That was good. That's one that I had heard of for years and years and years because they've been on forever, right? I never watched it till I just binge watched it all on Netflix, and I enjoyed it. It got a little tiresome towards the end, but it was good.
There's a couple of seasons that are not good, but then once you got through those seasons, like it was in the middle, right, where the seasons got bad. I'm gonna restart my client, guys, if I can get it to close. Like that, there was a season when they were on the planet. I really didn't care for that, but the rest of it I thought was very good. Battlestar Galactica. Cabral, do you have one?
about the Umbrella Corporation or company or something like that.
I have not watched that one either. That one's on Netflix now, right?
It is a Netflix original, I believe.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I think it's too close to reality. Maybe, I don't know. I kept seeing all these memes about it and comparing like COVID and the Umbrella Corporation to that medical facility and stuff like that. So I just never got into that.
You might be thinking of something else, because that's with Mila Jovovich, I think.
Again, I haven't seen it. I literally just remember seeing memes. The logo for the Umbrella Corporation, it's like that big...
Different thing. Completely different thing. You're thinking about the zombie stuff.
Yeah.
Totally different show.
It's a different show? Okay. I just tell you from the memes that I saw, they kept talking that. Did I hear Nim go off on Abysmal Pact? I have not caught anybody else's stream today. I literally... The only time I haven't been busy working on the bus today was basically half an hour or so that I grabbed something to eat around 2, and then about 45 minutes that I came in to cool off, where I basically laid on the tile floor because it was 1,000. Yeah, I haven't watched Umbrella Academy then. Isn't there also like a superhero school type show? I think it's on Sci-Fi. That's something similar to that, Ninja Squad or something. I don't know. I just remember seeing a couple of ads, thinking, "Oh, I should watch that later." Yeah, the bus is doing good. We put up some pictures over in the bus update channel. I'll throw them up on the screen here for people to look at. So basically we went in, I got the white painted all the way down to where we want the white to go, and the wife is busy working on fine details on the turquoise up. The back of the bus, everything's basically done. We got some paint on the black, so I'm going to have to try the black rubber. So I have to go through and start cleaning that up, but that's the back of the bus is basically ready to go. And then this side is actually the quote-unquote passenger side, I think is actually ready to rock. So next we'll be getting the black paint and doing the bumpers and stuff, and then we also need to do the front of the bus. So that'll hopefully go down tomorrow, assuming the weather holds. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to get terrible. But like, I really like the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I enjoyed that. The show had finally like really started turning the corner when they canceled it. Altered Carbon might be one of the best TV shows that nobody really knows about on Netflix.
I had a hard time with that one, personally.
It's very thought-provoking. The second season, I feel more deep than the first season. Yeah, I loved Altered Carbon. The casting was like amazing. I liked the Poe character a lot. Yeah, it was definitely great for a paranoid person. But like, I don't know. To me, that was another great show. Somebody else recommended Eureka and Warehouse 13, which I also thought were really good. I had them on my short list for a little bit to recommend to him, but he's already said that he likes space shows, so I try to think of primarily space shows first. There's an old TV show that I thought was really fun. And I'm trying to remember. Was it the new Flash Gordon that I'm thinking of? Yeah, it had to be. So Sci-Fi did a Flash Gordon remake a few years ago. I think it only had like 1 or 2 seasons. It was not very long lasting, but I thought it was really good. You also have, if you're into comic books, and I don't know if this would be more comic book or sci-fi, but I really liked what's the Krypton. I really like Krypton on Sci-Fi. Thought that was very fun. So I don't know. I feel like there's some sci-fi out there for everybody if they look for it. You can get shows where the point is the sci-fi. You can get shows where the sci-fi is just the mechanism in which to do things. You have Monster of the Week shows, which are great. Currently, right now, I'm rewatching Enterprise, and Tobrell, I don't know if you remember this, how much of the Enterprise that you actually watched.
Ass, mostly.
Huh?
What?
Mostly to Paul's ass.
Yes.
I mean, it is a great ass. It is a great bum, according to Reed. But Stargate Atlantis was one of the shows that I recommended.
What was this? Great ass?
Enterprise. It is the Star Trek prequel show. They did 4 seasons. I love it. It's my favorite Star Trek. But the mayor from Buffy is actually like a bigwig in the soon-to-be Federation. And I swear all I could do was think about was like, oh my god, this guy's going to turn into a giant snake and try eating the Federation. It's pretty good.
Oh, good lord, yes, that is fantastic.
Oh yeah, T'Pol is
Just saying.
Jolie Bullock, I think is her name.
Laylock.
Baylock?
Whatever happened to her?
She just did a bunch of little shows and TV movies and stuff. Like, she did the Dungeons and Dragons movie. I haven't seen her in a whole bunch of stuff recently, besides those kind of things. She did a bunch of stuff on... She was a regular on Stargate SG-1 for a little while. Speaking of Stargates, which again, I'm a Stargate Atlantis guy personally, but I do enjoy some SG-1. But you also have things like Farscape, which is great. I actually really like the Orville. I hate to give Seth MacFarlane any credit at all, but the man can come up with the occasional great idea. That, and he just wants to be a starship captain more than anything. He's actually in Enterprise as a couple of different roles, actually, which I think is kind of interesting.
Wasn't Babylon 5 like the one a lot of people
Babylon
liked?
5 is... I hear a lot of good things about it. I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list. Need to see where I can watch that. Firefly is really good. What's up, V-Love? Anyway, there was an older show that I was actually also thinking of. This is really old, but I can't remember. It's called like Adam and Eve, maybe. It was a police show where you had a human cop and a female android partner. They did basically a remake with Almost Human, I think is what it's called, or Barely Human, or something like that. Which was also really good, but didn't last very long. Just got home from a long day. I feel you. Been out working on the bus all day. I literally came in, turned the stream on, so I am wiped. V-Love's keyboard is now stuck and can only say "What up, G-Money." That's a weird programming problem to have. Oh, it just says everything 3 times is what it does. Great. Oh. No, I gotta catch up to Raider so I can help Raider get to 20. I think he's still 14. Alright, I think we can go back to town.
I talked to him a little bit today.
Yeah, I saw that he was somewhere. One of the chats. I don't know, I'm trying to help him out and get through some of his hurdles, but either I'm not saying something in the most conducive way, or it's just going on deaf ears. And I don't want to... I don't want to assume one way or the other. Like, he's on that Wizard Artificer split that I really like, but he's just... not UV Love. A guildie named Raider. But he's struggling with his build, I think, in Reaper. And he's on a very, in my opinion, an extremely strong build. I don't know if there's weaknesses in how he's doing things, or he gets flustered when he runs into multiple Reapers. Something is triggering difficulties for him, and I'd like to figure it out. Very much would like to figure out how to help him. Oh. What? So on again, off again, I've seen this guy ask to like sell something to the shop. Eventually got a price. Said thanks, I'm on my way, and then now he's sending me a message saying, hey, never mind, I found somebody else who wants to buy it instead. Okay. It's all good. Just do hard now. Tired of trying to fight yourself. There's a bunch of different tiers in there. Like knowing where your strengths are, your weaknesses are, and having the notion that where you want to improve and what it is that you need to do to improve. Those are all interesting skills to kind of pick up. How long do you have? 20 minutes? Can we just make do with a D-door hireling? Probably. Yeah, that'll be fine. Which quest do we have here? Black and blue. Done. Take me. Reaper is a matter of preparation. I don't think it's a matter of lives. So it's a matter of comfort level and situational awareness. It certainly does help to have like some Reaper points. It certainly does help to have past lives and stuff like that, but I think those things are secondary compared to comfort level and stuff like that. But again, not every mode is for every person, you know, at all times. I literally just failed doing Reaper 3 level 10 quest I've done literally millions of times, probably, if not millions, at least hundreds of times. And I just failed to do it on R3, failed to do it on R3 again, and I came back and I did it on R1. I was like, forget it, I'm over it. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it's fine to just do things on whatever setting you're comfortable on. Wisps are really tough in general. Wisps are a hard monster. And if you're over level 20, Epic Destinies make a big difference. Like, First Life characters trying to do things on R1 and Epics are pretty problematic in my opinion. But Tobrel is going to be on the hardcore server with me. He's going to carry me through these hard level epics, whether he likes it or
this
not.
time around?
I don't
Did
know,
he
man.
post pictures of anything? Like he talked about it, I guess, today.
I was working on the bus. I have no idea about anything.
We heard like 8 and 16 or something, or 15 or 12, or some levels are where it kicks in for the extra life.
Well, that's how that's supposed to work. Is that at certain levels they'll restore you, and you can bank them until you TR, and then they're gone. But yeah, they're tiered unlocking, but I wasn't paying attention, or not paying attention. I wasn't around to hear the details. I assumed I would either rewatch the stream or get information from Beef.
Alright, well the rewards are going to have to be pretty good for me to go. Last time did not cut it.
Again, I know for me it's a situation of like...
I know.
It's a different situation.
Like if it's a unicorn or something, like, alright, this is happening.
Well, I have no idea what it's going to be, but it could be anything. I suspect it'll be along the same lines of a pet, a cloak, a hat, a blah 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 blah.
Or if the cloak looks real bitchin', maybe. I don't know.
I know for some.
I'm still sad you can't like wear them all at once. Like or like wear a big old sash and have them, like your mother sew your badges on for you.
Yeah, I mean that would be a suggestion that would be worth making. Is having, if they're going to come out quickly, having a way that you can signify which ones you know like have a bunch of them together.
Yeah, like 3 seasons a year. Wow, that's a.
Well,
that's a
actually,
lot.
I almost even think that is not enough. But again, as I've said many times, I feel like the season should be, the challenges should be much shorter and much based around the fact that they're shorter.
It's gotta last at least a month or so, at the very least, because people take vacations.
Well, I don't necessarily
That would
disagree with
suck.
the
Oh,
month.
taking a vacation. Well, fuck me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the month. I think that you could have shorter ones as well, but maybe do them twice.
It's called a holiday event.
Yeah, but you could do like part 1, part 2 of the same season, or instead of necessarily numbering them all, you could do them by theme. Revisit a theme. Fuzzy Boot says I poop on Hardcore League. You know, a lot of people feel that same way. For me, it's again the fact that the viewership difference between me playing on the Hardcore League and not playing on the Hardcore League is so significant. You know, also the way that I play changes so much on the Hardcore League compared to regular server.
Step search.
Well, there's some of that, but I was talking more about like actually pugging. Putting my... Did I not pull all the levers? Actually putting my Twitch thing in the description, so like some of that stuff. Those to me are the things that are the big changes in how I play on the hardcore server versus not. Step search is an interesting obstacle and quest where I do not know very well, which is why I did my best to do the 1 to 20 guides and familiarize myself with all the quests again. Also, there is something to be said about your experience improving, or your play skill getting extra improvements on the hardcore server versus the live server. Prostate yourself to the rocks. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your phone, V-Love, but every message is coming across 4 times at least. It is cray-cray. Oh, you know what? You should be in here attacking. Like, there's no reason for you not to go crazy. And you're still welcome. I'm just pointing out the fact that it is amusing to me. And then I carry on the conversation, and then I see your comment again. And I'm like, oh, he's like on board or whatever. And it's like, oh no, your comment's still repeating from before. Oh, wow, are we actually having some mana problems? That doesn't seem right. Tron Glow Ball. Ah, never mind. He's done.
Black dragon flies off, bellowing for help. Master, we were thwarted at the amphitheater. I'll secure the second artifact if you'll slow these damned intruders. Bergnon shouts. Quickly, into the passageway to the stops. You'll find the second artifact at the end of several aqueducts.
Zap this Infernal Pack. So I'm not 100% sure I love the little glow ball. I don't dislike it. I just don't know if it's like the bee's knees or if I'm just not using it to its full potential yet. I know I bought potions and I meant to drink some to boost its various damages here. Alright, let's go back and shrine. You're just running back to your flag, or you're going to shrine? Okay, he's just running to his flag. Oh man. Why a fire healer over the fighter, or the fighter over the healer? Literally I needed to D-door in Strahd, and I just waiting for it to go on cool or to time out. If I'm gonna spend the money to get it, I'm going to carry it around and use it. But at this point, it literally doesn't matter which hireling I have. Jason's still saying okay. Oh man.
Well, my wife got notified that she was not once but twice exposed this week to COVID.
Oh, that's good.
It's been kind of quiet. She got exposed like that first or second week in March, and then it hasn't had any since then as far as unknown exposure until this past week. She got. I think that's all good.
So does she have to like quarantine now, or?
No, they just have to document it, like what their exposure level was. Like she got a call from HR saying, "Hey, just so you know, the patient you saw in room such and such on such and such date with such and such symptoms ended up being COVID positive. We need to know how much contact did you have with that individual." And so one of them, she had like literally had just only been in the room with the person. The other one, she had been a close contact. She was actually doing IVs on them. So like she was, I mean, she was, you know, had hand skin to skin, you know, and
right.
contact. So
man, what?
So then they want to know like, well, how much PPE did you have on at the time? And it's like a CYA thing for them. They're just trying to make sure that they're not going to get liable for anything. Heaven forbid.
make sure that, you know, obviously stuff like that, but make sure that tracing, I guess.
My wife's convinced she already had it back in November anyhow, so she's not too worried about
Probably
the
did.
exposure.
Probably did. The way some of the cases are coming up positive, it's
Rough.
there's
Sorry, man.
there's so many things where the likelihood of exposure recently is nil.
A second
It probably came around and went around earlier.
are stone platforms in various states of repair, as well as some small stone outcroppings. A lightning strikes the overhead, causing electricity to course through it. The ancient platform gives way, exposing water beneath it.
So these scorpions do die to this electricity, by the way, in case you ever just don't want to deal with it. Is there like a convenient way for clerics to break something at range? I don't think there is, right? Yeah, V-Love, I love you, but I think I'm gonna put you on a suspension and then put you back off of suspension. I don't know what that's going to do or whether I'm even allowed to do that, but every 15 seconds something is spitting out okay on my screen. If you're fine with it, just say okay. All right.
If a lady on the internet tells you she wants to give you a blowjob, is that good or bad?
No, I don't think that's.
I mean, it's at least neutral, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I actually don't think it's VLove that's the problem. I think it's the restream. I'm going to turn off restream and restart it and see if it stops. Because looking at the actual log over here on YouTube, it is not happening. No, it's still coming up okay over here. Anyway, so you found a young lady who would like to do things to you, Tobro?
I don't know. I got a very detailed, possibly the most detailed intro I've ever seen.
Are you sure she's a she?
I don't think somebody would have posted this profile. I don't think this one's a fake. And I've gotten stuff like that before. Like I've had people, like ladies, send me pictures of like photoshopped, which means they had it handy. Photoshop pictures of their parts.
You guys have seen the crazy hot maid on YouTube.
This is just how my life works. Was a very pretty man, and that's just how life is. When that's the case.
You haven't seen it, and you just spend about, I think it's like a 6 or 7 minute video on YouTube. It's crazy hot matrix. The guy nails it. It's
Oh yes. That is how life is lived.
It doesn't hurt that that's also where you like travel. You summer home in the crazy.
That is where I apparently am comfortable, or am naturally drawn like a ley line.
Oh man.
Like, what? Are you hot? All right. Swipe right. Crazy? What? What's the likelihood of that? Swipe right. Next morning. Oh, you're married. Oh, great. All right. Goodbye.
Yeah, I feel like I need to this video on Neil's Discord for you.
We've all seen it. We all watched How You Met Your Mother and the 10,000 takes after. But you're welcome to put it on the Discord if it makes you feel better.
No, I'm good.
I'm saying. You're welcome.
Also, the last episode of How I Met Your Mother can go straight to hell.
What?
I haven't seen it.
I enjoyed that episode. I enjoyed almost every episode of How I Met Your Mother, though.
Nope. Last episode, go right to hell. Hey,
Alright.
I'm about to do that quest.
So for the viewers, preferably without too many spoilers. Oh, Michael the Pious just decided to run straight through the electricity. So for the viewers, oh brave Tobrel, can you sum up for me the terrible tragedy that is the last episode of How I Met Your Mother?
The mother dies. Spoiler for 10-year-old shows.
Which was never the point of the show. They literally explained what the point of the show was. I know there's some sort of weird bug going on right now, but I love the fact that V-Love is just constantly saying okay right now. V-Love, if you're watching, please come back and type something else in the chat. What? Oh. Pull that lever, please. No, do what you're told. Oh, God. Pull that lever, please. I know, I feel, I even was reading an article about that episode of How I Met Your Mother today. That apparently is a real thing for people. That last episode, by the way.
Yeah, that show can suck a dick.
Oh,
But only the last episode.
man.
If I can ever watch it again with somebody and someone's strength, I might have to like turn it off at the last one and say, I've gone as far as I can, and we should go along without me.
Wow.
And then I'll fall upon my own sword and die.
Aww.
Instead of watch that travesty of the last episode.
That was the whole point.
That was terrible and lazy AF.
That was
It's
recorded.
like, oh, what, we're at the end of the campaign now? Fuck, I don't know. Modrons. Fuck it.
That was done the first season, like that was planned from the very beginning. All of that was pre-recorded, pre-planned from the very first episode. It was genius.
Well, we in the audience didn't know that, so fuck 'em.
Can't believe you have such an emotional tie to this show. I'm actually surprised and impressed.
Ted was my fucking boy, yo.
I'm just getting mixed feelings from you, Jabril. I'm not quite sure how you feel about it.
Who was your boy?
Ted was fucking me, alright? I
Ted?
connect with Ted on a deep and spiritual level.
That's actually pretty accurate, I think.
Like, I always wanted to be Barney, but really, it's Ted all the time.
Why? The only time I even liked the Barney character was when he and Robin were serious. And that's
That
just
was when it was the worst.
that's just because Oh my god, am I gonna get her name wrong? I can't think of her name. It's because she's so ridiculously hot.
Those two together were awful.
That was the only reason to even consider being jealous. I saw the mother recently on another thing, but I can't remember what now.
Mother was smoking.
Mother was very pretty. And is your level of crazy. So I can see where you would be excited.
Oh, this lady that wanted to blow me proposed, so...
Oh, there you go, my friend. Two birds with one stone. Family and a blowjob. I hope this woman is reaching out to you from Dinky Ones. That would...
No, it's Smash. I have no idea what my Dinky One's profile is doing.
Okay, gonna say, because that would really make my fucking day right now, if that was the case.
I really should get on there just to see what's up.
You might be the busiest boy in the ball.
Maybe. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, sort of deal.
That's right. We are talking about things of adult nature. I spent the day
Like my Duke.
becoming very red-skinned. Oh, it hurts so bad. Only those of Irish descent can understand and feel my pain.
I'm genetically Irish, does that count?
What?
I'm genetically Irish.
Do you get the bad sunburns?
No.
Then you don't count. If you go outside for 14 seconds during the summer and don't come back completely, like... I'm trying to figure out a way to describe this level of red.
No, I'm a man. I just,
Oh man.
take it.
I'll take it. I'm just trying to figure out why. Still posting why. I don't think it's you. I think it's the restream, and I shut it down and I turned it back on and it didn't clear, so I'm not sure why. Just every little bit change it. Put something else in. Perfect. Perfect. Whew. Depending on my level of ability to work tomorrow on the bus, I may try to go get a haircut in. I've been avoiding it because I don't want to know what kind of restrictions or whatever they're putting on people. Remington got a haircut though not too long ago. I don't know how it was. But I was out working on the bus today and I noticed in my shadows that I had some pretty sweet wings out of the top of my hat. So something's gonna change. I don't know what. Means I gotta take my own razor and shave my
head.
head.
You look like we're from the 70s right now.
I do?
Or we've shaved our heads.
I'm telling you, it does feel pretty. It feels really bad, like really too much hair.
I thought about shaving, but I didn't.
And I also cut down to just a goatee because it was so hot the other day working on the bus. Doing all that sanding and stuff, I just felt like my face was just absorbing all of that heat and crud from the sander, and I couldn't get clean. I was like, screw this, and just cut it way down. I think we can get 3 here. I did. You guys gonna let me open this chest, or are you gonna shoot at me? Oh, Rhett, which quest are you trying to get some sort of gear from? Is it black and blue, or is it the other one?
It's the other one.
Okay.
Trying to get the healer's pouch.
Well, I'm probably gonna do that one next. Would you like to come
Big
and
one or
pull
little
on the
one?
chest? Well, I'm level 12, so.
Nah, I'm okay. I'm not.
Alright.
I'm kind of giving up on it for now. Thank you, though.
Alright, because I'm going to tell you, I'm probably going to pull it. I'm just going to throw it in my trash can.
You're not wrong.
Lenses of the Order.
Orator?
Oh, or it is Orator, you're correct.
I know my words.
Oh, I just... Memorization speller, so I just looked at the first letter and assumed it was Order.
Assumed it was oral.
That's right, assumed it was oral.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of oral, I am on the 15th Dresden book, Skin Game.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got the...
It doesn't have anything to do with oral, but...
Good.
You're reading it out loud?
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think that was your escape there.
It actually has nothing to do with oral.
If anything, I should have read a little bit slower. I have been done with the Dresden books now for almost a month, and I should have been a little bit slower.
That sounds far more interesting than what I've been reading.
What's short stories? See, Ben.
I have been reading my boys the Boxcar Children's series. It's just as bad as it sounds.
When you're done with
They
that,
like it?
let me know. I got
They
a
love
bunch of
it.
different kids.
You can
books that I could read.
editorialize. Like, I read a storybook to Ben's kid and heavily editorialized it.
His kids should be old enough to also read the words.
We have read, we're on book 9, so we've read the first 9 since probably about Easter, I think.
I don't know. If it was me and I was reading to a person of the appropriate age, I would pick up the Rick Jordan books, starting with The Lightning Thief, and just never put them down.
Those are great.
I read
Love your
those
stuff.
even as adults. Really good. I started reading them because Remington had to read one of them for school, and my policy was always whatever Remington reads in school, I will also read, so we can talk about it. So, yeah, I gotta reread a bunch of miscellaneous crap, but gave him someone to talk about those kind of things. But that is a book series that I would recommend. But my favorite kids book is actually called Journey to the White Mountains, in that series. I think I read them in 4th grade. Thalgar says he's shaved. What about the top of your head? Not just your balls. I laugh, but I don't shave my nether regions. I should. I never have.
Man, that's a pretty vicious lag tonight.
Yep, got a couple spikes too.
Nothing crazy today. You left a little on top. Your beautiful bangs are your friends. Sure. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for my hair. If I'm gonna go in and get it cut, or if I'm just gonna wait until I get the new razor and try to do something myself. All I know is Beef said that nobody's interested in watching me cut my own hair unless Tobrel does the cutting. But getting Tobrel to come to Kansas to cut my hair is probably a pretty expensive plane ticket.
Come here.
That is a possibility. When the bus is done. In fact, it is pretty likely that that'll be one of the first stops when the bus is done. Man, that guy just did not want to die. Did he make it to the ceremony? Which he are you talking about? And which ceremony? As far as I know, Tobrel hasn't made it to any ceremonies.
No bar mitzvah.
Yeah, you went to a bar mitzvah? Who?
Mine.
You didn't have a bar mitzvah.
Oh, that's true. I'm not Jewish.
I was gonna say, that would have been awesome.
Ben had his graduation, except not really.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a medical catastrophe. However you put those words and those syllables together to make the right word. Catastrophe. To make the medical doctors not be able to get together. Did
I
you?
almost got tripped by a jungle cat. It was a cat catastrophe.
Oh, catastrophe. Ben, did you get my message earlier?
Oh, I need to contact John.
Yeah, quite, John. Didn't Tobrel's family have a shindig? Other than Ben's thing, as far as I know, there's not been anything exciting. Just Ben's graduation. Which we don't talk about because we don't want it to go to his head. It's bad enough he's already making up stuff like medicines and seeing patients. Yeah.
Making up things like Fournier's gangrene.
See, we don't need elaborate bullshit from Ben.
He went on and on about Wiener gangrene earlier.
Yeah. We already get enough random ass crap from Ben. We don't need to encourage. Is there not more back here? Come on. No, I guess not. Alright. We'll blade barrier these guys for days. Kind of like whoever came up with herpes Q or whatever the shit it was.
Herpes B.
Yeah, so we don't need any more of that malarkey either.
If you catch herpes B, you probably won't have any more malarkey because you'll probably be dead. You'll be dead real quick.
I feel like I'll just continue to be immune to everything. It's fine. Slash disease off. You know you could do that in real life, did you? Can.
Apparently not.
No, you can. You just gotta get in the operator's or the operator's interface. There we go. Gotta get a terminal up, and you can just slash all sorts of commands.
With the magical barrier dispelled, you can now enter deeper into the caverns.
Plague Reaper, leave me alone. I don't want any.
I was actually at risk of the herpes B also. Because if she had gotten it, I probably would have ended up with it. Could have.
Well, I'm glad that whoever you were banging at the time, who was doing all sorts of crazy stuff, didn't give you the herpes B.
Being a zoo worker could be very dangerous.
Huh, V-Love stopped posting the LMFO. Okay, okay. Not sure what I did to deserve this, but apparently I walked past something that I shouldn't have. So that was technically a 3 Reaper encounter, but some of that was the fact that I just ran past part of the quest. Herpes B is a lie. There you go.
What's the thing?
I think you need to get the herpes B's, pass it around, tell people what's up.
The sound of a door banging
You can be like Johnny Appleseed, except with herpes.
Not the bee, that is a whole bunch of get wrecked.
But the rest of the herpes is fine to spread around.
A lot of the rest of the herpes is not as deadly.
But don't trees grow out of your dick? That sounds real bad too.
I feel like you're not qualified to give any kind of medical anything.
Just saying it sounds bad. Hey baby girl, how you doing? What are you doing down here? Is Remy not home? You just need some papa.
An enormous cavern opens before you. A raised platform can be seen on the far side.
Oh, you know what? I probably should have brought some abundant leap clickies.
I literally just made that jump. If it's the one I'm thinking you're doing. Yep. Literally, I'm in the same part of the quest you are.
Well, good. Good for us. We're quest bros. we rubbed our wieners on the screen, we would
Get herpes B?
yes, get herpes
Hopefully
B.
not. That would mean you were in rather visceral contact with a great ape of some sort.
Yeah. Don't kink shame.
Yep, I am just a couple of rooms in front of you on the quest.
I'm a little rusty trying to remember how this works. Stop! Just throwing me all over the place. Stop it.
Tripping and stunning and freezing my way to victory.
Oh no, I'll just cast Blade Barrier and poof around. Oh no, I tell you, I miss having those Abundant Leap though.
Yeah, it's nice. Having like 300 different CCs is kind of cool too. Really digging the Bard. It's very fun to kind of relax after doing a lot of real heavy life grinding.
Good.
I think either later today or early tomorrow I'm going to resume the life grinding. Get these iconics knocked out. And to be 4-3-3-1-1 on twists.
Ooh, so
Ooh.
fancy.
Fancy, huh?
So much fancy. All right, now we gotta play catch up to Terrell.
Let's see. Did you? You're there. Did you talk to the lady yet and clear out the whole area around her?
No, I just got to the. I just finished the puzzle.
I just did that, and now I'm headed to I think the 5 next. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go do the square.
Yeah.
Oh, the lever's locked. I could have just left. I mean, honestly, you cast Blade Barrier and just run away from most of the monsters and it's fine. Boink. Come on, let's go, Blade Barriers. Stuff to do. Either get in a line so you can be light zapped, or run through these Blade Barriers till you die. Pick one. No third option. Did we miss a guy over here? No. Oh, there's a guy. Alright. Chick is freed. Boxes are broke. I'm gonna have to shrine. This is gonna be my problem. Wait, was the shrine in there? No, the shrine's behind this place, right? Yeah. Oh, shrining's gonna take too much time.
Oh, it's I think part of Red's question earlier. PDK, charisma, all in on charisma.
Wish we had a better or other options as bard for charisma hidden damage.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But also the PDK for the PDK tactics. So kind of extra dip it. So the first life tactics are pretty high. Can even trip things like untalented. It's kind of nice. So trip, freezy cleave, freezy single hit, dart charge. Irresistible dance for reapers.
Really looking forward to returning to bard. Just more life.
Yeah.
Well, just think about it. You can do all the bard lives you want when you start doing racials.
I know. I have thought about it. Way more than a healthy individual should.
I gotta kill these guys before I can... Well, I don't like it when they make you kill every single thing before you can pull a lever. Like, why? Why does this lever have to be tied to that?
Yeah, this little circular hallway thing is kind of screw loose too.
Well, the only real problem with this one is the fact that they didn't
Spawn
program
weird.
it in such a way that the one monster's pack has got to spawn from both directions, which really is not that uncommon for them to kind of like not have that kind of stuff, but on the grand scheme of things, it's not. It's not the worst DDO programming error. Yeah, can I please pick this up? Thanks. You can die in a fire, right? Yeah, thanks. Must Zerg faster. Must catch Tobrel. Maybe Unbreakables. Vandal. Oh, we ate a stun. Gross. Come on, now we're done. We broke all the breakables we need to break. Hi, you guys. Need a blade barrier. Puzzle to solve. being chased by... No, we're not being chased by the Reaper. It is a bad Reaper.
Oh, Deflect Arrow's getting some work done today.
There we go. It was a soul of ice. Alright, let's puzzle.
Okay, AFK guys.
I don't know how I'm going to possibly do this puzzle. Yeah, oh, never mind, did it.
I've been seeing those puzzles like bug out on the first go. Not all the time, but like here and there.
Huh, I thought there was a shrine right there. Must not be until the next room. Okay. What? Oh my goodness. Anybody else just want to come out of nowhere and interrupt me while I'm getting ready to take a nap before the infight? No? Okay. Samus is thinking. That's right. Thinking that my neck is starting to hurt when it turns to the left. Aha, I got you now. Be tricked. Alright, Red. You wanna pull on this chest or not? I'm actually a little bit worried about accidentally killing this dragon. Now we finally left the dragon's side. Rhett? You must have went AFK. Alright, we'll just pull the thing and I'll link it to him and then feed it to the doodad. Oh, I got an emissary stone instead. Oh, well, close. Alright, unfortunately, those are basically the 10s that I like doing. So, what's on the 10 list that we don't do very often that we kind of would not be... Oh, you know what? I also usually do a Tempest Spine.
Hey, you beat me. I just completed.
Oh, yeah. I kicked in. When I knew there was a competition to win, I went into full-on Zerg mode.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't safely carry a bunch of stuff through the blade barriers.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to swing the sword.
Line up like 7 guys through a light blast.
Teen Reaper points now. Look at that. He's catching him. He's gonna ride again. Get this sweet, sweet Artemis in favor. Cause hit points are nice.
How long have I been on? A little over 2 hours. I hate to say, guys, but I think I'm gonna call it here for the afternoon stream. Or the evening stream. I'm just beat, and I kind of just would like to zone out for a little bit and not try to do anything. I would switch this over to a watch party or something, but I literally just want to like take my clothes off, clean up a little bit, sit in front of the fan, have it blow on my balls. You know what I mean? Just like really relax for like in a couple hours and go to bed, because I imagine I have another 12-hour day ahead of me tomorrow out on the bus, assuming the weather will hold. And at 100 some degrees, I'm not looking forward to that. Looking forward to being done with the bus. So again, for those of you who are kind of interested in the bus, or maybe you haven't got to see the progress we put through in the bus today, there's the picture here that I took right before coming in. Except for the nose of the bus, all of the broad strokes are filled in. The wife is working on fine details, and I finished getting the roof all painted today. The rest of the way. I had to take all the lights off, except for these two, to paint, and then put all the lights back on. Because there could be thunderstorms anytime. This side is done. So tomorrow I'd like to paint the nose. I would like to get the black paint and paint the bumper, bumpers, front bumper, back bumper. Yeah, we're getting close to done with the painting. Jeff Ridgway, no one cares about my bus. Aw, that's sad. I care about my bus. I'm somebody. Aww. That's hilarious. That, now this is the repeating thing, the message coming in from YouTube. Let me just turn that off. That's pretty funny. Okay, bye, Jeff. Have fun. All right, everybody. I guess with that, like I said, I'm gonna bounce. Hope you guys have a wonderful time. If the storms come in hot and heavy, we might do like some smaller bonus streams tomorrow. Why we're unable to do a lot of work. There are some things that I can still do, solder up some lights, stuff like that, but I'm not gonna kill myself trying to paint the bus in the thunderstorm. Seems like a lose-lose to me. Alright, well, with that, I'm going to wrap up. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. We'll see you guys again real soon. I plan on being here tomorrow for some amount of time. So as always, please like, subscribe, and follow so you know when we go live. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Toodles.
Take care.